What's up everyone, this is Ben here from Team Break, and today we'll be doing a quick set review on Forbidden Light. So far we've got all the translations here thanks to Poker Beach. I'll leave the website link in the description of the video. Let's get started. So we've got a few bulky things here. This scatterbug is quite cool. Its ability is if you go second during your first turn, you can use this ability, search your deck for a Speeper and Reveiw, reveal them and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. This will be useful if you're playing a Vivian deck, but I don't see why you would. We'll read it in a minute. It would be a lot better if we had a Forest of Giant Plants. Still legal really, but doesn't look too good. So we've got Vivian, Vivid Powder, 50 damage. Opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned and asleep. Because it's a stage 2 as well, I don't think we'll be seeing this in many decks. So yeah, I don't think it's really worth noting. So we got our first card worth noting. It's this Pheromosa here. It does high jump kick for 20. And then we've got White Ray, 90 damage. If you have one prize card remaining, its attack does 90 more damage. This will probably see play in a few grass decks as a late game sweeper, because if you have one prize left, this is more than likely definitely going to take it. So also here we've got an exciting Marowak. So we've got Limbo Search, search your deck for 2 basic energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. And also it's a free card, so not free card, jeez no, you don't get any card for free. It's free energy cost attack, so it's really good for setting up with fire decks. But the only problem is for the setup bit, it's a stage 1, so it'll take at least a turn to get out. It's not like something you can just get going straight away. But it's also got a second attack called Alola Circle, 20 damage times the amount of Pokemon you have in play with Alola in its name. Probably won't see much play, so we'll carry on. We've got Delphox, which basically just burns your opponent, and that's about it of which we're going to note, because for its attack only 150 damage and you have to discard 2 energy from it. And with a choice band it would hit 180, but that's not really the magic number anymore. For the competitive scene it's 210 that you want to be hitting. Right. So we have this Pyro here. It's quite interesting actually. So we've got Unnerve. But whenever your opponent plays an item card or support a card, prevent all effects of that card done to this Pokemon. So it's basically Primal Groudon's ability, except from it can still be affected by stadiums. And we've also got, and this is because of this attack here, so for a fire and a double colorless energy, we've got Dominate Fang, 80 plus damage. If Lysander Labs is in play, which is a stadium, which is why it's not which is why it is affected by stadiums. This attack does 60 more damage, which would only be 140. I could see it being played in fire decks, because if 140, it can 2-shot, so you could just pick it up and keep recycling it. But also water weakness, that's alright to be honest at the moment. 120 HP, not that good. You get one-shot by your Lissapods or Arcs or Valley. See where I'm going here? So not good HP, but I could see it seeing play. Probably not in its own deck though. Right, so we have something interesting here. We have the Froakie line from this set. It's basically bats are back, because we'll start off with the Froakies. So 50 HP. If this Pokemon has any water energy attached to it, its retreat cost is 0. You don't want to be playing this. You want to be playing either the bubble one we've got now or this 70 HP one, just because its hit points are higher and it's harder to KO, so that you could have it in place so that you do get evolving going. And we've also got Frogadier here. So it's Quick Shuriken. When you place a card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. So it's literally just bats. So I don't know what you would want to play this with, because really it does seem clunky right now. And also you'll be using Greninja GX, which is a 2 prize Pokemon which you'd be sacrificing here. But it's got a nice bulky 230 HP. It has a weakness to grass, which is terrible, as we've got Gully support, and Leafeon GX is a force to be reckoned with in the TCG at the moment, but its ability is Wind Shuriken. When you play this card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may put 3 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. So it's literally just a Crobat line from, I think, Phantom Forces it was. So that's quite cool to see, kind of a reprint in a different form of our boy Greninja. Also, we've got our first attack for Water Energy and a double colourless here, 110 damage. You may shuffle this Pokemon our cards attached to it to your deck, which is a nice way of getting it in your deck so you can just reuse the abilities. But it seems a bit slow to me, so I don't think it will be top tier at all. And also we've got Water Colourless Shadow Assassin GX. This attack does 130 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Don't apply weakness and resistances. You can't use more than one GX attack in a game, we know that. So that could help with the whole fact of you will be sniping them. I think you would play this deck with Glaceon GX to try to make it work. It may be a bit clunky. I may try and get a list myself, but basically this GX attack is just to finish off the bench Pokemon. Not really too necessary though, to be honest. So we've got a lot of bulk here. What does this do? Yep. I'll keep scrolling till we find something to note here. Right. Oh, we went past it. We've got Volcanion Prism Star. Right. So this card will be played in literally every water deck. So we've got Jet Geyser or Geyser, however you want to say it. We've got once during your turn, before your attack, you may discard a water energy from your hand. If you do, your opponent switches their active Pokemon with one of their bench Pokemon. This attack is really, well, it's not an attack, this ability is really good, as you can just bring up, or you can make them switch their Pokemon. So if it's, say they've got one thing on the bench, you can make them bring it up, or if they have their only attacker in the active, you can make them switch so that you can stall out another turn, or maybe force them to bring something up which you can knock out. And also, if discarding a water energy here is quite alright really, because you can use Aqua Patch to get it straight back, which is really nice. We've also got Sounder Bomb, the attack, really expensive, free water energy. Probably not going to use it, but it does 100 damage. This attack does 20 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. It's not good enough for what the cost is of the attack, so we'll literally just be playing it for the ability, if you play at all in any deck. Right, so we've got the Horn Edge Aegislash line thing. So Horn Edge, this one does, if this Pokemon's your active Pokemon and is knocked out by damage from an opponent's Pokemon, put 3 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. So that's quite a nice ability. I'd probably be playing this one over this one just because of the ability, even though there's a 10 health difference. It's not really going to affect it, 50 to 60 HP. Anyway, we've got Doublade for our Psychic Energy. You can use Blade's Curse, put 3 damage counters on each of your opponent's Pokemon with any Pokemon tools attached to them. It's quite nice. Early game, probably not hitting for so much, to be honest, but it is what it is. And now we've got Aegislash. So, for a colourless energy, Record of Death, if the defending Pokemon excuse me guys, is damaged by an attack during your next turn, it is knocked out. Well, the defending Pokemon. So I do not know if this would be like, how do I say it, if they retreat, will it still happen to a new defending Pokemon or not? We'll need to find that out at some point. It's got a Weakness to dark, terrible because Zoroark's a thing. HP of 150, quite good out of Zoroark hit range. Can just be KO'd by Gliscor GX as Crossing Cut, but apart from that, it's great. Fighting resistance, really good against Buzzwole, which is turning out to be meta right now. So we're going to move on to some of the cool stuff. So we'll start off with the Malamar. Once during your turn, before your attack, you may attach a Psychic Energy card from your discard pile to one of your benched Pokemon. So basically, it's just an old Bronzong for Psychic Pokemon. This will work with the new Necrozma GX, which we'll get into in a bit, because it discards energy and you can just accelerate them back on. It's really good. Psychic have been needing some ability support for a while, because nowadays most Psychic decks are literally just ability lock instead of ability usage. I was thinking about running Espeon, Espeon Zoroark as well, so that could be cool. We've got a Dragalge using its poison stuff. Its ability is Poison Barb, literally the same as the item card Poison Barb. If it's attacked, if this is your active Pokemon and is attacked, the opponent's now poisoned. Probably not going to be used, as this second attack is flippy and not great. So we'll scroll on down to the Tyrantrum, which is quite good. It's a fossil Pokemon, so it is a stage 2. You can rare candy it, so it's fine. So we've got Tyranno Heart. If you have the same amount or fewer Pokemon in play than your opponent, this Pokemon's attacks do 60 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon, take 30 less damage from attacks. So basically, you'll just be playing this, not many support Pokemon, because you want to be having few Pokemon on your bench, so probably not going to play Bridget in this either. I don't know how you'd get the basic out, as it's a fossil and it's an item card, so I guess you'd just play Skylers and gimmicky stuff. So also we've got Fighting, Colorless, Crunch, 100 damage, discard 1 energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. This can be boosted quite easily by attaching a Choice Band. The ability boosted up to 160, Choice Band 190. If you're daring to play Regirock, which I probably wouldn't, it would be 200. If not, 2 strong energies or 1 strong energy. Is make it more realistic. That would be hitting for 210 damage, knocking out a Zoroark. You wouldn't need that much to knock out a Zoroark, as it's weak, but it would also knock out Glissopods and similar things, so that's quite good, this Tyrantrum, so I'd keep an eye out for it if I were you guys. So we've got the Zygardes. So we've got this little doggo Zygarde. Ability Earth Aura, don't apply weakness and resistance for damage from the Pokemon's attacks, which is a bit bad, because Zoroark, obviously. 30 plus damage for Peacemaker. If your opponent has any Ultra Beast in play, this attack is 30 more damage. I wouldn't play it, it's quite a useless card. It can't even hit weakness on Zoroark, so you'd have to turn the ability off for this to be useful. Basically playing Buzzgarb, but yeah, Buzzgarb, if you turn off the ability, it will, with strong energy, be knocking out some Zoroarks, but apart from that, not a good card. Now we've got this Zygarde 50%, Glare 20 damage for double colourless energy, flip a coin, if heads, the opponent's active Pokemon is now paralysed. Not very good, it doesn't really sell the card to me. It can be used in clutch situations though, for a bit of damage and paralysis. We also have Calm Strike, 60 damage. If you have used your GX attack this game, this attack is 60 more damage. So I guess this could see play maybe some Buzzwole, because Buzzwole likes to use the GX attack early. But 120 damage is quite underwhelming. I like the 130 HP, as most things only hit for 120 damage, like Gliscor, which will be getting the knockout because of weakness anyway, and Zoroark hits for 120, so it will survive. I like it as a secondary attacker. I don't think it will be a huge card for the set though. Right, now on to the main fighting support. So we've got Zygarde GX. These cards will be 100% played in some top decks. So we've got, for a double colourless, we've got Cell Connector, 50 damage, attach 2 fighting energy from your discard pile to this Pokemon. So that's really good for helping setting it up. Say you've just had one in play and you've max it to it and it's been taken out by your opponent. You can literally come into the active DCE, Cell Connector, and then you've got your fully powered up Zygarde straight away just to get going on attack. So we've got Landstraff for fighting, colorless, 130 damage. It can one-shot Zoroark because of weakness. It can two-shot pretty much everything in format. So that's a really good attack there. And then we've also got Judgment GX, 150 damage during your opponent's next turn. This Pokemon takes no damage from the attacks of your opponent's Pokemon GX and Pokemon EX. That's basically just saying, screw you Zoroark, screw you Gliscod, any GX based decks, which is pretty much most of them at the moment. There's not too many great non-GX based decks which are going to knock you out when you have 200 HP. And also there's a card called Bonnie in this set, which we'll get onto later, which lets you reuse it. So that's really overpowered, this will see play, and Diancie just makes it better, as Diancie Prism Star's ability says, if this Pokemon is on your bench, your fighting Pokemon's attacks do 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon, which is absolutely ludicrous. It's flipping Regirock EX on steroids. 20 more damage can make the difference all the time, especially with Buzzwole, as not absorption, but I forgot what its second attack's called. It does 160. I play the deck, so that's a bit silly for me to forget, but it does 160 damage. And with Choice Band it does 190, and with this Diancie it can do 210 damage to take knockouts on big things like Gliscod GX, which can come in clutch against like Zoroark, Gliscod, or even Lycanrocs and stuff, which it would be 10 short off. So it can hit a load of things for knockouts because of this new Diancie Prism Star. Fighting is definitely getting a push here, probably because Zoroark GX is a huge thing at the moment. So right then, we have Yveltal GX. So this card does 20 damage, heal from this Pokemon, the same amount of damage, oh pardon me guys, as you did to your opponent's active Pokemon. So it's not really the selling point of this card, but it does help healing. If you're about to get knocked out, you can do some extra damage and you can clutch the game maybe by saving your Yveltal. It only has 180 HP, so I don't think it will survive too much, but its weakness is electric. Only really Raichu that's going to hit that, and resistance to fighting, which is crucial as it's a dark type as well. It can be played just to resist fighting, and fighting will be huge by the time this set comes out, guys. Absolutely huge. We've also got Evil Sonic, 100 damage. Attack damage isn't affected by weakness or resistance, so that is absolutely terrible. As Dark does hit a few psychic things, weakness, but not really. So we've got Death Count GX. If your opponent's active Pokemon has it exactly 4 damage counts on it, so 40 damage, it is knocked out. I wouldn't say this card's really good. So if you're playing any deck of Dark Energy, I'd play a 1 copy of it just to come in with your GX attack at a cheeky KO if you need it. That's about it really for Yveltal. So, right, this is what I wanted to talk about. This Ultra Necrozma GX. So basically, it's OP. It will be one of the new huge cards in format, paired with that Malamar as well. So you got Photon Geyser, 20 plus damage. Discard all basic psychic energy from this Pokemon. Its attack does 80 more damage for each energy card discarded in this way, which is broken. So what you do is you play like 4 Steel Energy in the deck, you get Steel on, play about 8 Psychic. After you discard them, you bring them back with Malamar, and with 2 on, you do 180 base damage with a Choice Band that's 210. Again, crucial number, knocking so many things out. It's an absolutely ludicrous attack. I'll probably end up playing the card. It's really, really good. We've also got Destructive Light GX here. This attack can only be used if there are 6 or less total prize cards remaining in play. Plus 6 damage counters on each of your opponent's Pokemon. You can't use more than 1. Pardon me, guys. GX attack per game. So that's quite good as well. You're setting all of your opponent's Pokemon up for knockout basically. 60 damage is an awful lot. You'll also be taking out a load of basic Pokemon here. We have got a new Eevee. It's bad, don't play it basically. NG Evolution 1 is always going to be better because of its ability. Right, so what other trainers here? So, Fossil Excavation map first. Search your deck or discard pile for one unidentified fossil card, show it to your opponent and put it into your hand. If you search your deck, shuffle it. So I guess that answered my question. That is how you would get your unidentified fossils out, which act as a basic 60 HP Pokemon, which will evolve into any fossil card in the format. And one of the huge cards here, also Zoroark hate, is Enporter, which basically does move a special energy from one of your opponent's Pokemon to another one of their Pokemon. So you'll get that, you'll see that Zoroark, you'll move the DCE to a Pokemon which it can't really be used by at all. Like, I'm not too sure actually. Maybe it's an Orangaroo, which it'll be less effective on, or Tapu Lele will still be less effective. You can, or it doesn't have to be Zoroark. It could be like, say you're playing against Buzzwole as well. You can move the strong energy to something else, like a Tapu Lele, for example, or an Octillery, and then it would just be absolutely useless. It would have to be discarded because it's not attached to a fighting Pokemon. So this is really hating on Zoroark, hating on special energy decks. So it looks like we're getting a push towards decks which only use basic energy, like Volcanion, Buzzwole variants, new fighting decks and stuff like that. It also looks like we are getting Switch reprint, Pokemon Catcher, and a Choice Band reprint by the looks of things. Some stuff's just fallen, I'll get that later. So we've got Mystery Treasure. Discard a card from your hand in order to play this card. Search your deck for a Psychic or normal Pokemon, reveal it and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. That's alright really. You can use that to search out loads of things really. Is that normal or dragon? I'm not too sure. If it's, looks like it says dragon. Yeah, it's dragon. Psychic and dragon, which means you can search out your Malamars, your Ultra Necrozma GXs. You can search out all of them. Just get that deck going straight away. It'll be very consistent, especially with the inclusion of Mystery Treasure. It's absolutely broken in that deck. It will be top tier, so just look out for that. So yeah, onto the supporters, we've got Lady. Search your deck for up to 4 basic energy cards, reveal them and put them into your hand and shuffle your deck. This will be good in Magnezone decks and Alolan Dugtrio. Just keep using it. It will be good to a certain degree. But also a year late, we're getting Diantha, which is the champion of Kalos, I'm pretty sure. You can only play this card if one of your Y Pokemon is knocked out. Y Pokemon are... Does it say anywhere? Did it do... Yellow, maybe it's Lightning, not sure. Choose 2 cards from your opponent's discard pile and put them into your hand. So basically, you're stealing your opponent's cards, which is absolutely ludicrous, as you could get one of their Pokemon and even bench it. Once you discard them, they'll probably end up going to your opponent's discard pile though. It's a bit of an odd card. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this, as long as I've been playing the Pokemon TCG, which is about 3 years anyway, so that's interesting. I will look into what Y means. Hopefully we can find out before the end of the video. We've also got a judge reprint here, which is decent. Just both players shuffle their deck, hands into their deck, draw 4 cards, can be used for disruption. Yan Mega Brick can use it. I'm not really too sure what can be good with it now. But we've also got Lysander Prism Star here. Cool artwork, and he's back to haunt us. If you can't have more than one Prism Star, blah blah blah, we know that. For each of your fire Pokemon in play, put the same amount of cards from your opponent's discard pile into their lost zone. So this will be played in Fire Mill. Once they discard all your energy, they'll have like 6 fire Pokemon out, no joke. And then bye bye all your energy, and you will lose the game horrifically. And I've just told everyone that idea. Do not do it. I will not like you. Right, so on to Bonnie. I told you about Bonnie before. It's overpowered with Zygarde GX. Discard a stadium card and play. During this turn, your Zygarde GX means its GX stack, even if you've already used it this game. Which means, theoretically, you can be using your GX stack every single game. We also have a Lily reprint and Lysander Labs, which we talked about with the Pyro earlier. This does Pokemon tools in play have no effect, basically. That's it. So with your Pyro, you will not be using a Choice Band or a Float Stone. You'll be stopping your opponent's Choice Bands and Float Stones as well, which is also cool. And finally, sorry for the long video guys as well, we've got Unit Energy. This card provides colorless energy. When this card is attached to a Pokemon, this card provides... Let me have a look at this. Fighting, Fairy, and Dark energy, which could be cool. I could definitely see playing the Zoroark God of War deck. You may even be able to use Zoroark's GX attack in it as well. And if we go back to Diantha, Y is Fairy, I can confirm that. So that's cool. Fairy, so you're putting God of War, I guess. Sylveon, Stall, you know, because why not? Diantha can also be used to take your opponent's main attackers from their discard pile and say, ha, you're not having them. And we've got all the full arts and stuff here, looking majestic. So thank you for watching guys. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too long for y'all, and I will also leave a link to PokeBeach, the website I'm using to review this, down in the description, and I'll also leave a link to my gaming channel called Launch Gaming in the description. So go over there and leave a comment, like the videos, and just say, hey, I'm from Team Break, and then I'll know my link has worked. Anyway, thank you for watching everyone. It's been fun doing this review, and we'll see you all next time. Goodbye.